Gerch. Am I ever gonna get this out or what? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be talking about my TBR list for August. So these are going to be all the books that I'm planning on reading for the month of August. We all know that TBR videos are amazing and fun, but that TBR lists don't always happen. So as much as I try to keep all of these TBRs like the way that they're planned for the month that I'm doing them, it doesn't always work out. But I still love having a list of books that I'm going for, even if I don't end up going for all of them, or even if my mood changes, because I'm also a big mood reader. Sometimes if I deny my mood reading cravings, it'll put me in a reading slump, and I think I discovered in May when I had my reading slump earlier this year that I was really reading books that I didn't necessarily feel like reading. Even though they were good books, I just didn't really feel like reading them. And going against my cravings for books just wasn't a good idea for someone like me. So I stick to them as much as I can, but at the same time, I like to mood read, and TBRs are my best guess at what I'm gonna be in the mood to read for that month. Either way, I love doing them. I love watching other booktubers' TBR videos, and I love hearing what you guys are reading for that month, and if any of you are joining me in any of the book selections that I'm making. So I'll start off with the first book because everyone and their mother knows about this book and this series if you like fantasy, and that's gonna be The Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I have put this one on my TBR so many times, and I have not read it so many times, but I actually started reading it at the end of July. So when this video is posted at the end of July, I've already started reading pages of this book, and I'm planning on reading the rest of it in August. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to talk about this series. I'm excited to share my thoughts and kind of see what everyone else thinks as well. So the next book is actually one that I'm reading for a book club that I join and I'm a part of just as like a subscriber, and that is going to be The Beautiful by Renee Audier. This is the gorgeous Fairy Loot edition with the red sprayed edges, which I'm such a fan of. So this book is set in New Orleans, which is a city that I'm all about. I absolutely love New Orleans. If you've ever been to NOLA, if you love NOLA, leave a comment down below and let me know your favorite part of the city. I absolutely love the French Quarter. It is beautiful and amazing, and I went on this cemetery tour when I was there one time, and it was just mind-blowing. I love everything about the French Quarter. I love everything about voodoo history in NOLA, and so New Orleans settings are just everything. So I'm really excited about the culture in this one. This book follows a girl, Celine I think is her name, and she gets involved in like underworld dealings in the city of New Orleans, and she ends up getting involved in this underground group called La Cour des Lions. Am I ever gonna get this out or what? And she ends up getting caught in this really ancient feud between the different creatures of the night in the underworld. The things I've heard about this book are that it's supposed to have vampires in it, but from the reviews that I've read and other booktubers that have talked about it, there's not as much vampire presence as one would hope for, especially in a book that supposedly has vampires in it. So I have low expectations of the amount of vampire-like stuff that there's gonna be in this book, but I'm still excited. I think the setting is gonna add so much to it, and I really hope that the author actually brings a lot of that New Orleans culture in this book. So I'm really excited to read it. So the next book I want to read is one that I actually started a while back, but I never got around to finishing it. I don't count this one as a DNF because I don't want to stop reading it. I just put it down in a time in my life where I just got really busy with work and social activities, and that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstein. I actually bought this book I think when it was like at the height of its like popularity. I think it was before Starless Sea, so it's been a while, but I actually still remember the story and I remember the details in the story, so I feel like I can just pick up right where I left off. I even have like the bookmark in here where it shows me where I left off, so I don't have too many pages left and I want to read it. I'll go back and reread parts that I've forgotten, but I really just want to finish this off because I loved it. I love the story and I have a good feeling about where it's going to end. I know that in the Starless Sea, her writing is supposedly different than in the Night Circus, but I really do love the Night Circus so far and I can't wait to finish it. The next book that I want to read is called The Stars and the Blackness Between Them by Junata Petrus. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. So this one involves two girls who are our main characters, and I think it mainly starts out with a Trinidadian girl that gets sent to live in Minneapolis after her mother finds that she has a secret girlfriend that's actually like the granddaughter of the pastor where she lives in Trinidad. So she ends up getting sent to Minneapolis and she meets this girl named Mabel and they become friends, and then Mabel finds out that she has a life-threatening illness and they kind of go through that journey together. Now, I have heard so many amazing things about this. I've heard a couple YouTubers talking about it, but not too many. The cover is absolutely stunning. I'm going to be reading the Kindle version of it, so I don't have a physical copy, but I am really tempted to buy a physical copy just because the cover is so beautiful. And if the story ends up being right up my alley, I might just have to buy the book. But anyways, I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be a good read. I have high expectations for this one too, so I really hope that it's a good one. So since I just got out of a reading slump for what feels like a long time, I've been really pushing myself to read books so that I get out of it, and that's kind of helped. So I usually give myself a couple of bonus books in my TBR just in case I get through all the ones I want to, or in case I want more options. And one of those is going to be The Archive by V.E. Schwab. I think this is an old copy and that this book actually got renamed and remarketed, but I absolutely love the old packaging and the old cover. It looks so cool, and I think that this is going to be a really good book from what I read in the synopsis. So I can't really describe this book very well, and I'm gonna go ahead and read the synopsis for you guys. So it goes. Imagine a place where the dead rest on the shelves like books. Each body has a story to tell, a life seen in pictures that only librarians can read. The dead are called histories, and the vast realm in which they rest is the archive. Da first brought Mackenzie Bishop here 4 years ago, when she was 12 years old, frightened but determined to prove herself. Now Da is dead, and Mac has grown into what he once was, a ruthless keeper, tasked with stopping often violent histories from waking up and getting out. Because of her job, she lies to the people that she loves, and she knows fear for what it is, a useful tool for staying alive. Being a keeper isn't just dangerous, it's a constant reminder of those Mac has lost. Da's death was hard enough, but now that her little brother is gone too, Mac starts to wonder about the boundary between living and dying, sleeping and waking. In the archive, the dead must never be disturbed, and yet someone is deliberately altering histories, erasing essential chapters. Unless Mac can piece together what remains, the archive itself may crumble and fall. In this haunting, richly imagined novel, V.E. Schwab reveals the thin lines between past and present, love and pain, trust and deceit, unbearable loss, and hard-won redemption. So if that doesn't sound like an amazing tale, I don't know what it's gonna be. And with V.E. Schwab's combined legendary writing, I think it's just gonna be an amazing novel, and I have super high expectations of this, mostly because it's V.E. Schwab, and the other 30% is because the freaking synopsis sounds amazing. And just because I want to kind of celebrate this like little win of being like a book lover, I got approved for an arc that has yet to come out on NetGalley, I'm pretty sure, and it is called The Master of Poisons by Andrea Hairston. I'm gonna read the synopsis off of my computer because I think I'm getting an e-Kindle copy, but if I do have this book, I am so excited to read it, and if I make a mistake, then y'all, this is an amazing book and I also can't wait for it. So it goes like this. The world is changing. Poison desert eats good farmland. Once sweet water turns foul. The wind blows sand and sadness across the empire. To get caught in a storm is death. To live and do nothing is death. There is magic in the world, but good conjure is hard to find. Jola, a right-hand man and spy master of the lord of the Archesian Empire, is desperately trying to save his adopted homeland, even in exile. Awa, a young woman training to be a powerful griot, tests the limits of her knowledge and comes into her own in a world of sorcery, floating cities, kindly beasts, and uncertain men. Awash in the rhythms of folklore and storytelling, and rich with Hairston's characteristic lush prose, Master of Poisons is epic fantasy that will bleed your mind with its turns of phrase and leave you aching for the world it burns into being. Oh my god, that last tagline just had me like, maybe I need to read that one now. But it sounds so amazing. If you guys have an arc of this or have heard of it or have read it, let me know because I'm so excited. I have never been approved for like an unreleased arc before or an unreleased book before, so that's really cool. A little win for me. And yeah, so that's the list of books that I'm planning on reading in August, or planning on choosing from to read in August. If you like this video, please click the like button down below, and please subscribe to my channel because it helps support me and my channel and gives you more content just like this. Thank you!